Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you're new. I am the stepson of Krypton, coming to you today with Absolute Wonder Woman, issue number 9. Now, because we're trying to keep these videos really short, I don't want to waste any time. We're going to go ahead and jump right on into the issue, so let's go. All right, guys. So if you remember where we left off with the last issue, there was a bunch of mechanical spiders, the Tetra spiders, as Diana called it, that were attacking people, and there was just too many of them for her to deal with. So she said, "I'm going to go get them at the source of where they're coming from." So she goes up there, kicks open the door, boom, there's Doctor Poison. So this issue opens up to Diana holding Dr. Poison off of the ledge of her high rise, demanding that she turn off the swarm of Tetra spiders, and reminding her what she will do to protect her city. Understanding, Poison asks to be brought inside so she can complete Wonder Woman's request. So, with a Dr. Poison slides across the floor of her workshop with a gentle reminder to work or face going back out the window. Poison completes her request, but is quick to mention that if she were to take the fast way down, the suit would probably break, releasing the toxic gas inside, killing many. Now, at first, Diana's a little confused by the idea that there would be poison in the suit, but she quickly pieces together that Doctor is the poison and wonders if she was a government experiment that made her that way. After all, she knows that the government is the one that gave her the Tetracide song, that recording that was playing. Dr. Poison can't understand why she seems to be getting angrier with her and the government than when fighting the skyscraper sized giant tetracide. And Diana explains that the monster was from another world, only doing what it knew to do. Humans, on the other hand, know better, and yet they still choose to use that against their own people, and it makes no sense to somebody like her. Diana demands that Poison call back all of her spiders to be properly disposed of. And of course, Poison offers a trade for some of the information in regards to her Amazon sister. She tells Diana that in the lowest levels of where she works, Area 41, that there's an ancient maze where they send humans and monsters alike that they do not understand. We then learn that not all of the people and creatures in the maze were put there by the people that Dr. Poison works for. Some were already there. And this possible Amazon was one of the ones that were already there. While they discuss the amount of security protecting the path that's going to lead to the maze, Diana is working on some kind of a spell we see on the floor. And once she has the coordinates to the maze, a portal opens up and it takes all of the little Tetra spiders to hell. So then we flash back to the temple where she left Steve in the team, and Steve and her are arguing about the idea of her going into this maze. That clearly it's a trap set by Poison and the people who control Dr. Poison. However, it matters not to Diana, as it is at least what she's hoping one of her sisters, and she will not leave her to such a fate. Inside the temple, the team discuss an unusual head mounted on the wall, and Diana explains that it was a being that obviously, when killed, that is the thing you have to do. You have to actually mount the head up. One of Steve's team says that it kind of reminds them of a manticore. Now, for those of you curious, a manticore originated ancient Persian mythology as well as Greek, and it was depicted as a creature usually with the head of a human, the body of a lion, and the tail of a scorpion. You get to kind of see them in Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods. And Diana tells him that this creature is closely related to the manticore, however different. It has 3 heads instead of one, but once slain, you must mount the head on the wall, and then it will reform from the mounted head 2 more times, and it has to be killed twice. However, there's no set specifics on when the creature will return. So, and they continue to discuss the creature. We see Diana preparing something. She's got one of the urn vases. I don't know what you want to call them from Greek mythology. There's so many different names for them. And she's pouring out what looks to be blood, and she's up against this rock wall. Steve comes in. He has just spoken with the contact that has some knowledge of Area 41 and asks Diana to wait until they have more information. All the while, Diana is drawing this door on the rocks with the blood that she poured out. He explains to her that this maze is a prison. There isn't a way out. This is just then this magical doorway opens up in the rock and it's leading straight into the maze. And at the moment of sheer badassery, she says, I make my own doors. Next, we kind of do something we haven't done in a few issues where we were doing it in the beginning. We were doing it almost every other page. We jump back to before in the Wild Isle and we see young Diana and she's waking her mom Cersei about a dream she had. And young Diana explains that that a lady came to her in her dream and it was the one Cersei had told Diana to watch out for, and that she had antlers and a bloody face. To which Cersei could only say, Artemis, it's too soon. Quick fact, Artemis is in Greek mythology is the goddess of the hunt. Diana goes on to tell Cersei that the woman told her to meet her outside at dawn, and what young Diana believed is for today. And Cersei tells her to go, she's going to make her breakfast, go put on your best clothes. But again, we hear that it's much too soon. We then snap back to the present where we see a selfie view of Diana coming into the maze, and we can see Steve and the team behind the red glow of the mystical barrier. Diana marks the wall with her magic glow stick powers, while remarking that her heightened smell doesn't come in handy at times like this because obviously the place smells really, really bad. So we see Diana moving through the corridors, speaking to herself, realizing the situation she has put herself in, preferring to trust her instincts that Dr. Poison was telling the truth. She just felt there's something about what she said. She had to be telling the truth. So Diana hears the sound of someone or something else that is trying to bust through a wall and is somewhat surprised, not surprised, by what she sees next. And looking through this little hole, when we finally get the full view, we see this fish-looking guy. We also see Diana geared up, helmet on, Nemesis lasso in hand, and we see these fish people, there's more of them, possibly some creatures from Atlantis, being manhandled by a Minotaur-looking creature.
A Minotaur!
And it's difficult to determine who's the aggressor here and who's defending themselves. But one thing does seem clear to Diana is the fish guys seemingly have no chance against this guy. As the Minotaur continues to fight, literally ripping these fish people in half, Diana has had enough and wants some answers. She takes down one of the fish guys, helping him to avoid a possibly fatal blow, and then uses that to wrap the Nemesis lasso around the arm of the Minotaur. Diana's waiting for the lasso to reveal the truth about her horned friend here, realizes that the Minotaur is no threat to her, and offers her assistance in dealing with the fish sticks. So I love how casually Diana joins him in the fight and then asks, oh, what do we fight for, friend? And the Minotaur informs her that they are fighting for more than just their lives, but they're fighting for Petra, a siren. And then we see Diana sees this young child who she believes is Petra. Enraged even further, the battle escalates, and we see them gear up for one final push. Then Diana, feeling in a good mood, gives the fish guys the option to retreat or face more of the Nemesis lasso, to which they make the smart choice and retreat. However, Minotaur Man picks up Petra and is quick to point out that he hears more of them and expects that they're going to regroup to double their attack, so they decide to leave. We finally get the name of our Minotaur friend, Ferdinand, and we realize that he speaks quite eloquently for a Minotaur Man. We kind of learned that good old Ferdy there, he's always been down there, and when Diana asks about him missing things, missing like being up in the surface, he's like, well, you don't miss what you've never had. And Diana, realizing that he's been down there his entire life, realizes there's no better person to ask about her sister than him. And he says, there is a person named Clea down here. I could be pronouncing that wrong, guys. You know how we are with that. Just move on. Although they say she's an Amazon, he's only ever seen that she has the strength of one, and there's not really anything else that leads him to believe that she is. Also, that she is the monster that has taken over the maze and wants Petra. To which we hear a voice say, it's not Clea, it's Queen Clea. And we see this blonde woman standing over with a scepter, Possibly they tried it enough Poseidon. I don't know if they could be a variant. They could be doing something different with it. And a lot of fish people bowing to her. And for those of you who may be kind of unfamiliar with the queen there, she is Atlantean, right? She has had encounters with the Amazons before when she tried to conquer the surface world long ago. Petra is her daughter. And Diana says, that's no Amazon. The end. All right, guys. So that is issue 9 of Absolute Wonder Woman. Starting to pick up a little bit more. We're starting to get more in what Diana's doing in the current and getting less and less on the flashback side, since we do have a decent amount of her backstory. I don't know. I'm liking it. It's getting better and better, I feel like, with each issue. Let me know, guys. How do you feel about it? Are you liking Absolute Wonder Woman? Do you think it's getting better? And kind of where do you think this is going? Just let me know down in the comments. And if you have made it with me this far, I'm trying to keep it as short as possible. Consider giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out, because we are breaking all of the absolutes up into their own little individual episodes, only recorded by either Mantis or myself. So let us know down there if there's a particular issues or a different part of the series you want us to do, and like which one's your favorite so far. So let me know that. Like, subscribe, have your bell notification clicked so you get alerted to when the new episodes come out, guys. And to keep this short, that is going to wrap it for me on this episode of You, Me, and DC. Until next time, guys, I'll see you then.